Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Jason Dedeker teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, yeah, we're swimming through this good old book, the Bible. And Dedeker, you are still in Australian quarantine prison. How's it going for you?
I am indeed. Today, I'm on day 12 of 14. I am so close to freedom.
Yes.
I can almost taste it. It has been a wild ride. Let me tell you.
You got your scary COVID test again today, right before this.
Yes, I just got COVID tested again, and that's kind of the last chance for them to make sure that I'm okay to release back into the wild to reintegrate with my other...
The Australian outback.
Into the Australian outback, which I am ill-prepared for, having lived a life basically in captivity, not in the Australian outback. So I don't know what this wildlife preservation program is thinking, but
it's all right.
I'm just going to trust the process.
Yeah. You'll be great.
Wow.
No worries. Jace, how are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing great because today we're starting a new book.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
Oh,
wow.
About
Here
time.
Yeah.
About time. Every time there's a new book, it's like a new chance at life. Like we're turning over a new leaf. It's a ray of hope. Exactly. Like maybe this time it'll be good. Maybe this time it'll be fun. Maybe this time it'll be exactly. We'll be lucky.
Exactly. Maybe this time God won't be so angry, but good luck with that. Yeah, we will see.
We will see.
And just like Sally Bowles, we end up just kind of heartbroken and washed up by the end of it.
It's true. Singing cabaret angrily at the world. I love it, though. What a great show, though.
That's a good parallel.
Can I just get your overall impressions of Isaiah? Because we didn't really talk about it. It's like impressions of Isaiah, what we just read, and some thoughts about what we're about to read. Like, do you recall Jeremiah in any sense? Are you glad to be done with Isaiah?
Well, Isaiah, let me tell you about Isaiah. Yeah. I will say, if I think back to my childhood being raised in church, and of course, so much of my contact with the Bible was very curated and filtered, right? I never sat down and just read any book straight through, much less the entire Bible straight through. And so my impression of Isaiah growing up was he must have been a badass, because you always whip out Isaiah. He's got the most important verses about Jesus in the Christian tradition and about the virgin birth and things like that. And so I think I always assumed, Isaiah, he's cool. He must be really cool. He prophesied all these things. So he's definitely a hero for sure. And like so many books of the Bible, revisiting them as an adult, I'm just like...
You're like, wait a minute.
This was weird and confusing and a little upsetting at times. Sometimes funny. I had no idea this thing was in there, but mostly just a little weird and odd. And I am left with like, oh, this is the guy that I thought was the badass or the hero or really cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Jace? Yeah.
No, I think the thing that I keep coming back to over and over again as we're reading the Bible is just not so much about the book itself, but about the way that we're taught about this book. That it's like, I've just found that so many of the characters are so flawed and they're so nuanced in the way that the Bible's nuanced, right? We're not getting a lot of like deep inner monologues about people or anything like that. But, there is a lot of like David, I think, is a really good example of this, where he is this beautiful, ruddy boy hero, but also does some shitty stuff and like kind of gets punished for it, sort of, kind of gets away with it, maybe carries that guilt with him. But God still loved him overall, right? And it's like, the way we learn about these characters, though, in Sunday school and just in adult Sunday church school,
Adult Sunday church.
Adult
Adult
Sunday
Sunday
church.
church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like through our modern lens where we tend to think of people as being all good or all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like we really want to put people in those categories, which is just a whole other topic of problematic thing that we've really moved to as a society. But just seeing this, like, yeah, these are very flawed, nuanced characters, like a book like Game of Thrones, where we're not going like, oh, I don't know, I thought Jon Snow was supposed to be a hero, but he did this shitty thing. That it's like, no, that's what makes the show interesting. And so that for me has been an adjustment, but I actually kind of like it. And it's not that I think the Bible's bad for having these nuanced characters. I think it sucks that the way we're taught about these characters is not that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my sort of philosophical soapbox about the Bible.
So the idea that maybe all these characters are more human
Right.
than we've been initially led to
I like
believe as
that.
children.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
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 Much like heroes from like Greek and Roman mythology, who are very flawed. Like these are not, a lot of them are terrible people, but they're still the hero of the story. And like the point is not that they're a paragon of goodness and that they're like the role model of goodness. The point is just that they're the hero of this story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fascinated to see what happens when we get to Jesus.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
So humans in the Bible, more human. Jeremiah, though, bullfrog, right?
It's true.
True.
So what does a bullfrog prophet have to say about God?
That's the question.
And what is happening during this time? Can you imagine just like a little bullfrog like sitting on like maybe a little cushion, like spouting out things to people? Is that what prophets do? Do they spout? Do they spout
They just
like
sit on a
wax
cushion
poetic?
and spout.
Or
I
do they
think
write things down?
They can take many forms, right? I mean, didn't Isaiah wander around naked for a little while?
I would believe that 100%.
I think so, yeah.
We read that he was just like, and then I was naked for 7 years. And we're like, okay, cool.
We're going with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think we have to think about casting. In a couple episodes back, we were talking about who would make sense. I think Steve Buscemi would play a bullfrog very well.
I like
and
that.
it could be really interesting to do this hard right after Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah. He's on my short list for sure, but I got to get a sense of who this person is.
Oh,
first.
yeah. It's just, in the first pass of going through all the headshots, his definitely stood out to me.
Right.
And I want to talk to his people.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's important.
He's one of the ones that we'll be thinking about for sure.
Yeah.
I did want to cover real quick some stuff just about this. One thing that's interesting about this book, we won't get to this probably for a while, is just that we actually get to hear a little bit about Jeremiah's life as opposed to Isaiah, where it's just kind of all prophecy and nothing about his life or anything. And then also, potentially, we will even hear mention of the scribe who is the one writing this down for him.
Oh, wow.
So I think we'll get sort of an interesting look into the life of prophets that maybe will help us out.
Okay.
Was the scribe like his assistant or something? Did he just he's like, okay, write this down. This is good.
We'll find out. I don't know.
What was happening there?
But Baruch.
That's exciting.
Baruch is the name of the scribe.
Cool.
This one, I feel like, is generally regarded to be more actually by Jeremiah with stuff added, as opposed to Isaiah, where it's like, yeah, he probably only really said a very small portion of this, maybe just the first little bit. That seems to be the case, but still like a lot of influence from the Deuteronomists and things like that. Also keeping in mind, Jeremiah lived basically like a generation later than Isaiah. And so also closer to the time when these things did kind of get written down and compiled together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of it.
Nice.
Great.
Well, okay. Quickly, what are you two drinking?
Okay, quickly. I'm very, very proud because even though I'm locked in hotel quarantine, I still managed to do like a hotel quarantine version of a white sangria.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you have there? What's in a little apple, a little orange?
Yeah, they've been giving me a lot of fruit, which is great. I can appreciate that they're prioritizing giving me some fresh fruit. So I chopped up some apples and a little bit of orange. I had a little bit of, again, my little like hospital cup of orange juice. And yesterday, I also did a wine tasting. They did a virtual wine tasting.
Oh, you did
do
it.
I did it, yeah. And so for the low price of $25, they gave you 2 splits of wine and a little charcuterie and cheese pack.
Wow.
And then we did a little Zoom wine tasting with the winemaker. And so I mixed in a little bit of white wine from that. And I have my red wine as well. So maybe halfway through the show, it might switch to a little bit of a red
Red
sangria.
sangria. Nice.
And then I have some nice boozy fruit at the end.
Wow. That
I am
sounds like
nothing if not resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
For sure. Sounds like a great time. Wow. All right, Jace, what are you drinking?
So I'm having a whiskey Coke, which is not a thing I normally do, but I got these Zevia, these like stevia sweetened sodas.
Okay, I approve.
And so it's the cola flavored, but it's clear. So the whole drink is, clear-ish. I guess it's a little bit brown from the whiskey. But it tastes like a whiskey Coke, and it's fun. I feel like I'm at a bar. It's like a drink I wouldn't ever make at home, but I might.
What a concept.
Right?
A bar. What's a bar?
Yeah.
I don't know what those are anymore. They don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Em? What did you make today?
I'm actually also, and this is like, I wish that it became more of a gradient, but it's also a whiskey sour. Stop throwing it on the ground. But yeah, there's aquafaba. This is like the whiskey and the whiskey and also lemon juice and agave. But this, aquafaba up there. And then also the like purplish part of it is Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
And it actually works really well together.
I wouldn't expect that. That's interesting.
I know. It's from work, but it just adds, because the whiskey is like very intense. And so this calms it all down a little bit. It's lovely. It tastes really good. It's called a sunset sour. Supposed to have more of a gradient, but alas, here we are.
Again, audio format, they can imagine the most beautiful gradient possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Emily, eventually you're going to learn to talk about your drinks as if they're perfect every time. So that listeners think,
perfect
wow.
drink I've ever made in my life.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's stunning. I'll post pictures when I make it better.
Great. Okay. Gosh. With that, it's time. We're getting into the book of Jeremiah. We're starting it out with figuring out what Jeremiah is all about. We got new theme music going on for this as well. We're going to be reading 3 chapters today, Jeremiah 1 through 3. If you want to read along with us, you can go to drunkbiblestudy.com/read and type in Jeremiah 1-3. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, here we go, Jeremiah 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests who were in Anathon?
Sure.
Is that, we're going to call it that. In the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yahweh came in the days of Josiah, the son of Amon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign.
Okay.
It came also,
what just
let's
happened? Just like get a sense of the date here, right? So the 13th year of who?
Josiah.
That Josiah was reign. Okay. Got it.
Did we go, was he a king in Kings?
Yes, he was one of the kings in Kings.
Okay, he was one of the kings. So basically, this is kind of just a retelling of like these prophets during Kings.
Yeah, because Kings was all the lead up to Israel and Judah being conquered.
Okay.
And so these prophets lived during that time. So Isaiah lived before it actually happened. I guess he lived during the time when Israel was conquered, but not Judah yet, and he lived in Judah.
Okay.
Jeremiah is also in Judah.
Okay.
And I think lives long enough to see Judah actually fall during his lifetime.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of why, like I was saying, it's sort of a generation later we're seeing different stuff. But yeah, this is so far all stuff we've seen in Kings.
Okay. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, Dedeker?
I'm not looking at it. I'm trusting you.
Jehoiakim,
the son of Josiah, king of Judah, to the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, to the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month.
Okay, carrying away, like they put him in a little basket on their back.
Yeah, and he's like, da-da-da-da-da.
So that's Judah being captured.
Got it.
So they're saying that he lived from this time during Josiah through this other time. One thing to note here, and I found this when I was looking at the Wikipedia for this, The one piece of significance is that according to this book, he was active as a prophet for 40 years.
Wow.
Which is the same amount of time that Moses was leading the people.
Oh.
And so there may be sort of a parallel there that they were trying to make of like, see, look, he's the next Moses.
The next Moses, those are some big
That's the big
shoes to
shoes,
fill.
yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
robe to slink your way into. That's a big beard to
So
tape to your face.
We'll see what we think if he lives up to being a second Moses.
We will see indeed. Now, the word of Yahweh came to me saying, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. And before you came forth out of the womb, I sanctified you. So, okay,
that's a famous verse, right?
Oh,
Jace, isn't that the famous, like, before I knit you together in your mother's womb, before all that, I knew you? I'm pretty sure that's a famous verse.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. The NIV has that as, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations.
Sounds familiar.
It does. Maybe
Daniel in the chat is
sentiment
telling
comes
me that
back.
I'm actually thinking of Psalm 139.
Eventually, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
In many, many months from now, but yes. Okay.
But so this is now, I think this is him. This is Jeremiah speaking now and telling about the prophecy that he got from Yahweh, telling him that he was going to be a prophet from the time that he
he's
was
talking
in the womb.
I see. God's talking to Jeremiah. That's not just like God talking about every person, like he went into the womb when you were a little baby and he's like, blah, 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 little baby. Hi.
Like whispers in your little baby ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, this is him. Like literally, this is the story of Yahweh talking to him when he was in the womb.
Whoa. And
So keep that in mind while you continue on here.
he's been a prophet since he was not even born.
Exactly.
He was a prenatal prophet.
Got it.
That's
okay.
That's a good title.
Yeah. Okay. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations. Then I said, Lord Yahweh, behold, I don't know
still
how
in
to
the womb?
speak. No, yeah.
I don't know
I
how to
guess.
speak. I haven't even been born yet.
Yeah. No, he said, I don't know how to speak. I am a child, but apparently he's not even out of the womb yet. We'll see. But Yahweh said to me, don't say I'm a child, for to whoever I shall send you, you shall go, and whatever I shall command you, you shall speak. Don't be afraid because of them, for I am with you to deliver you, says Yahweh. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth.
In the womb. Reached in the womb and touched his mouth.
This is not good for Jeremiah's mom at all.
She's like, what is going on down there?
She is, gosh, like, please get out of my uterus. And Yahweh said to me, behold, I have put my words in your mouth. Oh, I see. He was like, here you go.
Here's the words.
Here they are.
Just stick them in there.
Exactly. Behold, I have this day set you over the nations and over the kingdoms to pluck up and break down and to destroy and to overthrow, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me saying, Jeremiah, what see you? I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Like Aaron's rod?
This is a Moses
we-
callback already.
What, because of Aaron's rod?
Yeah, that was a rod of almond. Remember almond sprouted from it?
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
Aaron. That wasn't Moses.
Yeah, Jace.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Even I knew that.
But Moses was around at that time.
Yes, he was.
I'm sure
Moses
he was, like,
the one who
in
said,
the background.
bring out your rods here and let's see what happens. I think Moses is the one who pulled that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, carry on.
Then said Yahweh to me, you have well seen, for I watch over my word to perform it.
Okay, sorry. Pause.
Yes.
Pause. The message here is amazing.
Okay.
God's message came to me. What do you see, Jeremiah? I said, a walking stick, that's all. And God said, good eyes. I'm sticking with you.
I'm glad
this
that,
is
like,
happening in the womb.
God was
What is
happy.
going on?
I'm
That's what I'm
assuming he's
saying,
now a
though.
little baby at this point, but who knows? Who knows?
This is the weird test.
It's like Boss Baby. He's like,
Yeah.
like how Boss Baby like talks. Like Jeremiah is just like this little baby, like with a suit on, with his like robes on. Now
To
talking.
be fair, when I'm hanging out with my godson and I'm like, what color is this? And he's like, white. I'm like, it is white. Yeah, so good. And maybe that's Yahweh
Got
here.
it.
It's like, that is a stick. Good job.
That is a stick. It's an almond. You're right. Wow, what a smart baby.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense. The word of Yahweh came to me the second time, saying, "What did you see?" I said, "I see a boiling cauldron, and the face of it is from the north."
Oh,
I think he was older when he said that than just a little baby.
Probably.
But maybe not.
yeah.
Then Yahweh said to me, "Out of the north evil shall break forth on all the inhabitants of the land. For behold, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, the kingdom of the north, says Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set everyone his throne at the entrance of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls of it round about, and against all the cities of Judah."
Yeah, we've been here. This is awkward.
Okay.
Everyone's invading Judah.
It's going to be bad. Yeah. "I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, in that they have forsaken me and have burned incense to other gods and worshipped the works of their own hands.
Yeah.
You therefore," yeah, classic is right. "You therefore gird up your loins and rise and speak to them all that I command you." Again, is he just like he's like, "God said this," like a little baby? Like, what is happening?
I do like implying that his career is so long that,
Yeah.
even as a tiny, tiny baby, he's ready. He's ready to prophesize.
He's a tiny baby jumping out. Yeah. "Don't be dismayed at them, lest I dismay you before them. For behold, I have made you this day a fortified city and an iron pillar and brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes of it, against the priests of it, and against the people of the land. They shall fight against you, but they shall not prevail against you. For I am with you, says Yahweh, to deliver you." Cool. That's it for the first chapter.
What an opening.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just look up here, and some people are saying that he started his ministry around 17.
Okay.
Others say 13 to 16, but still young for
pretty
sure.
babyish
It's pretty young.
for a prophet.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
I feel like
impressive.
Moses was way older. Like way older.
Not when he started, but it was a 40-year career, so you get older during that time.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely older than that, I think, when he started his kind of becoming the leader thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so this reminds me a little bit of David, too, of just like kind of starting real young when he's this little
The baby boy.
baby
Yeah.
boy. So we might need to keep this in mind for casting, too, that we've probably got 40 years worth to cast. And we did that with Moses, too, where we had like a younger and an older Moses.
Okay.
So just keep that in your head, that we may need a young Steve Buscemi if we end up going with him.
Who is the
young Steve Buscemi these days?
Right?
Is there like a kid from Stranger Things that would be good?
I don't know. Those kids aren't that weird looking.
Yeah.
No, they're not that weird looking.
They're pretty normal looking.
He grows into being a bullfrog. That's
Right. I see.
okay.
Transforms.
He starts
into
as a
bullfrog.
human and he transforms into a bullfrog, is what
Right.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. Who's next?
Right. That was it. I keep
was it.
forgetting that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Jeremiah chapter 2. The word of Yahweh. For some reason, I really wanted to give him like this California West Coast. The word of Yahweh came to me saying, because he's
So
young.
it's
I don't know.
Keanu Reeves?
No, we've already cast Keanu Reeves. We
Yeah.
can't cast him again.
Can't do him again.
Okay.
Okay,
Who's
the-
Keanu Reeves in this?
We
movie.
cast him as Abner.
Got it.
Way back
Little
in
Abner?
David.
Okay.
Yeah, little Abner. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
The word of Yahweh came to me saying, Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus says Yahweh, I remember for you the kindness of your youth, the love of your weddings, how you went after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Israel was holiness to Yahweh, the first fruits of his increase. All who devour him shall be held guilty. Evil shall come on them, says Yahweh. Is this about like the tree from Garden of Eden? Are we going that far back? Is that what this is about?
What, talking about fruit?
The first fruits of his increase?
Was Israel a thing back then?
Well, okay, no, they're making the metaphor that Israel is like the first fruits of Yahweh, and anyone who's trying to consume Israel
I see.
is going to be seen as guilty, and Yahweh is going to do some evil.
Okay,
on
got
them.
it. I didn't.
Israel
I didn't
is
catch
fruit.
that. Okay, Israel is the fruit.
Okay.
Yahweh's getting married to it, to the fruit, and he's like, back off, everyone else. Don't touch
Back
my
off
fruit.
my fruit.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
even think about it.
Yeah, don't touch my fruit.
Hear you.
This is Dedeker.
Hear you the word of Yahweh, O house of Jacob. Jacob. And all the families of the house of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, what unrighteousness have your fathers found in me, that they have gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are becoming vain? Neither said they, where is Yahweh, who brought us up out of the land of Egypt? He's got to bring that one up again. He loves that. Who led us through the wilderness, through the land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that none passed through, where no man lived? I brought you into a plentiful land, to eat the fruit of it and the goodness of it. But when you entered, you defiled my land and made my heritage an abomination. The priests didn't say.
Why? Because they made false idols and stuff.
Probably
Yeah.
sex and religion
Yeah.
shrines.
Got it. Okay.
Most
Pretty sure
likely.
it's Asherah. It's Asherah and Christian Bale, always kind of upsetting Yahweh.
Always those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The priests didn't say, where is Yahweh? And those who handle the law didn't know me. The rulers also transgressed against me. And the prophets prophesied by Baal
Yep.
and walked after things that do not profit.
There he is.
Oh,
Okay, so it's Baal's fault.
There he is.
There's also
Yeah.
a funny little play on words here. The
Mm.
prophets followed after things that do not profit.
Oh, that's
Get
good.
it?
He's a
That's
real
cute.
wordsmith.
Yeah.
Love
Well
that.
done. Well done.
I'm liking this guy already.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will yet contend with you, says Yahweh, and with your children's children will I contend. For pass over to the isles of Kittim and see, and send to Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there has been such a thing. Has a nation changed its gods, which yet are no gods? Have they? But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit. Be astonished, you heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be you very desolate, says Yahweh.
Okay, we will.
Yeah. For my people have committed two evils.
Okay.
Just
What
two.
is it? Okay, well, hold on. Predictions. One of them has to be false idols, something
Yeah.
about sex and religion shrines.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
could the second one be?
Or is it just like worshiping other gods is one and not worshiping me is the other one?
That's what I was thinking. As I was like, is it just not being appropriately worshipful enough to Yahweh?
Yeah.
Sure. Probably.
Okay,
They
let's
screw
see.
up all the time at that.
They have forsaken me, the spring of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Is that a metaphor?
It has to be
It's
for,
gotta
for idols. It has to be, right?
Okay.
For the idols, right. Yeah, it's got
Got
to be.
it. Okay.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he become a prey? The young lions have roared on him and yelled.
Just on him.
They're like right next to them and they're just roaring all over him. Just roaring to town. Yeah.
going nuts.
Maybe this is a metaphor for House Lannister, I think.
Got it.
The young lions have roared on him and yelled. And they have made his land waste. His cities are burned up without inhabitant. The children also of Memphis and Tapanhes. Tapas.
Tapas restaurant?
Toughness.
Memphis and Tapanhes have broken the crown of your head.
Memphis is in Egypt.
Yes.
Is it the Egyptians?
Do we
It's
know
gotta
where
be
I thought it was
Egyptians.
in Tennessee.
Tapanhes
I mean, the
is?
second. Memphis 2 is in Tennessee.
Wouldn't it be Memphis 1? I'm pretty sure Memphis. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Memphis Prime
yes.
is in Egypt. Memphis A is in
Correct.
Tennessee.
Oh my gosh.
Cute.
Let's see. Tapanhes was a city in Egypt as well.
Mhm.
They're both in Egypt.
Okay.
They've broken the crown of your head. Haven't you procured this to yourself, in that you have forsaken Yahweh your God when he led you by the way? Now, what have you to do in the way of Egypt to drink the waters of the Shihor? Not Shihor, but the
Shihor.
Shihor.
No,
Yeah.
Shahor, the Shahor. Okay.
Yeah. Or what have you to do in the way to Assyria to drink the waters of the river? Couldn't think of the name of that river. It's just like the river.
That river.
That one.
Whichever
Did we?
one.
Okay, hold on. Maybe the sangria is just getting to me a little bit too fast, but he laid out like, you've done two things wrong. Number one, you've forsaken me. Did we get to number 2?
I
Did we just breeze
think
past
so.
There were
that?
cisterns and water, and it was broken. And
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have not seen a second thing yet. Maybe
we just have to
get
take him at his word that we did 2 things wrong. So, yeah.
Okay. Haven't you procured this to yourself in that you have forsaken? Oh, yeah, right. The waters of the Shihor, and to Assyria drink the waters of the river. Your own wickedness shall correct you, and your backsliding shall reprove you. Know therefore, and see that it is an evil thing, and a bitter, that you have forsaken Yahweh your God, and that my fear is not in you, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Okay, end of that prophecy. I don't think we got the second thing.
Okay, it's fine.
Are we prophesying? I guess, just because Yahweh's yelling as usual.
Yeah, exactly. Yahweh's yelling through a bullfrog.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Wouldn't that be weird? That would be weird.
A teenage bullfrog. Let's not forget. This is young Jeremiah.
Teenage bullfrog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of like the...
Like Teenage Wasteland? Is that what you were
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah, that's what I
Got
was going
it.
for. Yeah.
That's the Who.
I was thinking of like the Battletoads.
Ooh, Battletoads is good too. There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah.
A lot of potential for Jeremiah.
Battletoads were another property that came out kind of trying to ride on the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coattails.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battletoads.
I must have like skipped that. I was on a Power Rangers kick for a long time.
Yeah, I was more into the Power Rangers kick than
yes.
I ever
I
was
was
into
too,
the Battletoads.
But I did have the Nintendo Battletoads game. So, okay. I think this is the start of the next prophecy now.
Okay.
For of old time I have broken your yoke and burst your bonds, and you said, I will not serve. For on every high hill and under every green tree you did bow yourself, playing the prostitute.
Yep.
Right. Yahweh hates hills and trees because they remind him of Christian Bale and Beyonce.
Asherah of Beyonce.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything of the natural world.
Yeah.
I just can't stand it.
Israel is now the prostitute.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Back to that
Got
old metaphor.
Of
Yep.
course.
Yet I had planted you a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then are you turned into the degenerate branches of a foreign vine to me?
Jeez.
For though
Ooh,
Yeah.
garbage grapevine.
garbage grapes.
Yeah.
For though you wash yourself with lye and use much soap, yet your iniquity is marked before me, says the Lord Yahweh.
Mm.
How can you say, I am not defiled? I have not gone after the Baals. See,
Oh, wait. Is Asherah and Baal, are they like the Baals?
oh,
Oh, like
Like they're the Joneses,
like
but
keeping
they're
up
the
with the
Baals.
Baals.
Exactly. Keeping up with the Baals.
that's the new sitcom.
Yes.
oh my
Oh,
God.
That's
Okay.
adorable.
I do like
Wait,
that
it's
a
Christian
lot.
Bale and Beyonce keeping up with the balls.
I would watch that show. I would binge
Oh,
watch
I would
that show
too.
so fast.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Let's make that happen.
That'll
Call
be-
their people.
I think that fits into the DBS cinematic and television universe pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That's the spin-off series. That's the Netflix original spin-off
Yeah.
series.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Love
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Love this. Okay. See your way in the valley. Know what you have done. You are a swift dromedary traversing her ways. A wild donkey used to the
Are
wilderness.
they fast?
I guess.
Are camels fast? That's a question.
Yeah.
They have to be fast
I
enough,
feel
right?
like
Because
they're kind
surely
of
you wouldn't pick a
fast.
very, very slow animal to get your goods from one place to
We could,
the other.
in the bonus, do some research on land speed of dromedaries.
Okay.
could be a
And
good-
versus donkeys.
Mm,
Yeah.
Because that's the next verses. So it said, you are a swift dromedary traversing her ways, a wild donkey used in the wilderness that snuffs
it.
up the wind in her desire. Whatever that means. In her occasion, who can turn her away? All those who seek her will not weary themselves. In her mouth, they shall find her.
Huh?
What? What are you talking about, Jeremiah?
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Jeremiah's just like saying things and everyone's like, huh? What?
Never understood a single word he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But he wasn't a
actually.
friend of mine.
That does track. That does track. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in the message here. Right. Visiting sex and religion shrines.
Dedeker, I see you've moved on to your red sangria.
Yes, yeah. Now I'm at the red
Oh,
sangria.
good.
It's lovely.
Oh, good.
Okay, first of all, Eugene says, scrub using the strongest soaps, scour your skin raw, the sin grease won't come out.
Sin grease.
Okay.
Eugene, why did you have to make it about grease? You could have just said sin and we would have gotten the message. Why do you have to make it sin
The
grease,
sin grease.
Eugene?
He really,
Yeah.
really wanted to like drive the point home.
He had to leave his mark on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
How else would you know it was written by Eugene?
Okay, now
You would.
Now Eugene, staying true to form, says, "How do you account for what is written in the desert dust? Tracks of a camel in heat, running this way and that. Tracks of a wild donkey in rut, sniffing the wind for the slightest scent of sex."
What?
What?
Was that what was implied by that? That these animals are just very, very horny and that's why they're running about every which way?
Apparently, like, just like these animals are going nuts. What?
Wow, this is amazing. And then
Okay, Eugene.
let me just finish that line from Eugene. "Sniffing the wind for the slightest scent of sex. Who could possibly corral her? On the hunt for sex, and more sex. Insatiable,
Eugene,
indiscriminate,
calm yourself.
promiscuous." Eugene is flipping out right now.
I think Eugene is has never experienced sex.
It does feel that way.
I'm pretty sure he's experienced sex. However, I think that it does make sense that the natural conclusion of once you've run out of steam to like slut shame as many people as possible, then you move on to animals.
I see.
Right?
Got it. We're slut shaming these animals in heat.
Like,
who
I do
may or may
feel-
not be in heat.
Yeah, if you could have the perfect evangelical world where like no one has sex outside of marriage, and like if everyone followed that rule, then yeah, you would go to the animals next, right?
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Boy, Eugene, just like any chance he gets, though, loves talking about sex.
Oh, yeah.
I think no one denies. Okay, continuing on, verse 25. "Withhold your foot from being unshod, and your throat from thirst. But you said it is in vain. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go." I think this is more slut-shaming that we're doing here.
Okay, we're going after strangers at this
I
point.
think so, yeah.
Or the camels or the donkeys.
Strange
who
camels.
knows?
Who
Yeah.
knows? Who
Very
knows?
strange camels. I've never met them before.
As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets, who tell a stock, "You are my father," and to a stone, "You have brought me forth." Now we're back to the false gods now, I think.
Yeah.
"For they have turned their back to me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, 'Arise and save us.' But where are your gods that you have made you? Let them arise, and they can save you in the time of your trouble. For according to the number of your cities are your gods, Judah." There's so many of them.
Many of them.
"Why will you contend with me? You all have transgressed against me, says Yahweh. In vain,
He's so upset.
I know, in vain have I struck your children. They received no correction.
Jeez.
Yeah. Your own sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion." Now that did happen. Remember all those prophets got killed a while back? I think.
Did they get killed by a lion?
No.
No.
This was like a destroying lion. This is a simile.
Okay. Yeah.
But your own sword has devoured your prophets when they were like rounding up all the prophets and killing them back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not cool.
Yeah. "Generation, see the word of Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness to Israel, or a land of thick darkness? Why say my people, we are broken loose, we will come no more to you? Can a virgin forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet
Does she have ornaments? Like, is she a tree?
she's a Christmas tree." Okay, let's see what Eugene has to say. I'm sure he wouldn't miss a chance to talk about.
Yes, let's.
Oh God, he has just been in rare form already, and so I'm a little scared.
Yeah. I know, we're only in chapter 2 of this freaking thing.
Let's see. It's a little boring. He just says, "Young women don't forget their jewelry, do they? Brides don't
no.
show up without their veils, do they?"
Hold on. I want to give some points to Eugene though, because I can appreciate him choosing to interpret the word virgin as just young woman.
That's true.
In this case.
Okay.
Like,
Tiny.
okay, Eugene, sure. Great.
Tiny step.
A sprinkling of points
Yes.
for you.
A single point.
Well, I think we've looped back around. We're almost to the end of this chapter. I think we've looped back around to the whole metaphor of Israel marrying Yahweh. So I think that's why we're like virgins and brides and stuff like that now.
And fruit. Fruit. Also decorated fruit.
Right. Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. How trimmest you your way to seek love? Therefore, even the wicked women have you taught your ways. Also, in your skirts is found the blood of the souls of the innocent poor. You did not find them breaking in, but it is because of all these things.
Huh? What?
Who's this witchy woman that he's describing where their skirts are hiding blood of innocent poor, like poor people?
I think that's what he's saying, yeah.
Like, did they dip the skirts in the blood, or is there a pouch somewhere in the skirt that is holding a vial of blood?
Oh, I'm assuming they were
or
wearing...
is this like a menstruation metaphor?
No, I thought they were just wearing
Okay.
the skirts while they killed them and just got blood splashed on it.
Yeah.
Okay, see, those are three different interpretations of one line, so that's what I'm saying.
That's what the Bible's all about. Eugene.
What does he think?
He says, what an impressive start you made to get the most out of life. You founded schools of sin, taught graduate courses in evil. And now you're sending out graduates resplendent in cap and gown, except the gowns are stained with the blood of your victims.
Oh, this man.
Okay, so that's more like your idea, Jace, of what happened.
I love this. This is so good.
They're just like killing people after the reception of your graduation.
Your graduation
Got it.
party.
Yep.
Got it, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Ooh,
I love
God's
that.
gift to Bible translations,
Yes.
let me just say.
It's really amazing.
Yet you said, I am innocent. Surely his anger is turned away from me. Behold, I will enter into judgment with you because you say I have not sinned. Why go you about so much to change your way? You shall be ashamed of Egypt also, as you were ashamed of Assyria. I wonder if he means like you will be shamed by them or like embarrassed by them.
Perhaps.
I wonder if that's what we're getting
Perhaps.
at here.
Hmm.
From there also shall you go forth with your hands on your head, for Yahweh has rejected those in whom you trust, and you shall not prosper with them.
Oh, what a ride.
Yeah. This is,
What a ride.
I will say,
Really opening with a bang, Jeremiah.
It's different, and I like it. I mean,
yeah,
it's weird. The whole freaking book is weird.
that's true.
But it's a different type of weird. So
Yeah, every
we're going
time,
with
different
it.
flavors of
I
weird.
like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Whew.
The next chapter title is Your Sex and Religion Obsessions, according to Eugene.
Of course,
I'm
of course.
excited.
But before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break to talk about how you can support this show, help keep this show coming to all of y'all out there for free by checking out our sponsors and supporting us online.
And we're back. So let's take it home with not Isaiah. I almost said Isaiah.
I almost
Okay,
did
gotta
that at the
continue
beginning
habit.
too.
Really, you're like, what is this
Yeah,
book?
we're taking it back with Jeremiah chapter 3. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, will he return to her again? Won't that land be greatly polluted?
Oof,
Jesus. Okay.
Okay, calm down.
But you have played the prostitute with many lovers, yet return again to me, says Yahweh. Yeah.
Classic, yeah.
All right, fine.
Classic, yeah. Lift up your eyes to the bare heights and see, where have you not been lain with? By the camels,
I'm pretty sure they only like a
donkeys,
couple people like Baal and the golden calves.
just the Baals and their pet, the golden calf.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
By the ways have you sat for them, as an Arabian in the wilderness.
Oh,
Is this a racial
I
epithet?
think so. Yeah.
At least, yeah, definitely.
Good. Well done, Yahweh. Great.
Yeah.
And you have polluted the land with your prostitution and with your wickedness. Therefore, the showers have been withheld, and there has been no latter rain. Yet you have a prostitute's forehead. You refuse to be ashamed.
Sorry.
What does that look like? What is that? What is that?
I'm going to make a note of that for the bonus. We're going to look that up.
Yes, please do. I would love to know what a prostitute's forehead is. Like, do they show their forehead? Do they put jewelry on their forehead? Or do they have prostitute written across their forehead? What does Eugene say about prostitutes' foreheads?
A scarlet P.
He doesn't say anything about foreheads. He just says, but it doesn't even faze you. Brazen as whores, you carry on as if you've done nothing wrong.
Prostitute's forehead.
Maybe that was just a World English Bible thing.
Maybe. We got to dive into this.
Though.
We'll dive into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Will you not from this time cry to me, my father, you are the guide of my youth? Will he retain his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Chances are yes. Behold, you have spoken and have done evil things and have had your way. Moreover, Yahweh said to me in the days of Josiah the king, have you seen that which backsliding Israel has done? She has gone up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there has played the prostitute. I said, after she had done all these things, she will return to me. But she didn't return, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. I saw when, for this very cause, that backsliding Israel had committed adultery. I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce, yet treacherous Judah, her sister, didn't fear, but she also went and played the prostitute.
Why is it always a woman that they're saying that these countries are? Like, why couldn't...
I guess that's our closest proxy for you have a mind of your own and yet I own you.
Got it.
So we can't quite call you just a donkey or a camel or just a plot of land. We got to recognize you do have agency. You are a human being, but I own you and you really shouldn't be doing these things. You really shouldn't be thinking for yourself. That's why I think it becomes a woman.
On a different topic, something that's been bothering me. Did you say putin'? Did you say the word putin'?
What? I'm sorry? What?
Puddin'?
Like puddin' pop?
I heard, no.
Puddin' pop?
Puddin',
What?
like you putting something on.
Putting on the Ritz?
Dedeker has weird ways of saying things sometimes.
She does.
You know this, Jace.
Yeah.
Like, what's the one that we always tease her about?
Well, we don't have to get into that right now.
Okay.
We don't have to get in. We don't have to make this a roast of Dedeker's
Oh,
speech.
I see. It's the line, I had put her away. I heard I had putting her away. I was just like, what?
Like a little pudding pop.
I'm putting her away. I was putting her away.
It happened
in my pocket.
Through the lightness of her prostitution that the land was polluted, and she committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
How would one do that? Just saying.
There are ways. Yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah has not returned to me with her whole heart, but only in pretense, says Yahweh.
Oh?
Yahweh said to me, backsliding Israel has shown herself more righteous than treacherous Judah. Go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, return, you backsliding Israel, says Yahweh. I will not look in anger on you, for I am merciful,
Don't look
says
back
Yahweh.
in anger. I heard you say.
I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge your iniquity, that you have transgressed against Yahweh your God, and have scattered your ways to the strangers under every green tree, and you have not obeyed my voice, says Yahweh.
Just giving it to everyone, all the strangers under all those green trees. Okay.
Return, backsliding children, says Yahweh, for I am a husband to you. You're my child bride. That's great.
Is that what it says?
Gosh. Oh.
No. It's just that he goes from "you're my backsliding children, I'm your husband" in literally the same sentence.
Right. It's sort of a son's bend, daughter's bend.
It's a son's bend,
whatever that would be.
Girl's bend, girl wife, daughter wife. It's all uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, and I will give you shepherds according to my heart, who shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. It shall come to pass when you are multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, says Yahweh, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they miss it, neither shall it be made any more. I need some help. Here.
Okay.
Jace. Need a little help on what that was all about.
Yeah. What verse were we on there? Let's see here.
Verse 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 16.
So we just ended a big long quote, which was that whole thing of let's see, this one from the city, these two from the country, and bring you to Zion. I'll give you good shepherd rulers who rule my way, who rule you with intelligence and wisdom. That was verse 15.
Okay.
And then 16 says, and this is what will happen. You will increase and prosper in the land. The time will come, God's decree, TM, when no one will say any longer, oh, for the good old days. Remember the Ark of the Covenant? It won't even occur to anyone to say it.
What happened to that thing?
Yeah, the good old days.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so no one's going to look back with nostalgia on the Ark of the Covenant because right now is going to be so good.
Because right now the Nazis have it.
Right. The so-called good old days of the Ark are gone for good. That's the end of verse 16, according to Eugene. The gospel according to Eugene.
Jeez. The Ark, it was a scary thing. Was it good having it around?
Well, remember...
Maybe it made everyone feel powerful.
I would feel good if I knew I had this super weapon.
Right.
That can just lay waste.
I would be afraid that I would like turn it on and it would go off and kill everyone around me, including myself.
That did happen several times, so that's a very valid fear.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, like, somebody stole it and then it ended up with the Nazis.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But maybe he's prophesying that you're going to be in a future where the Ark of the Covenant is safely resting in a museum.
This belongs in a museum. Okay.
Exactly.
Good.
You and Indiana Jones and everyone
in a
is happy.
It didn't end up in a museum. It ended up in a store, in a storage
warehouse?
bin in a warehouse.
That would make me feel comfortable too. I'd rather it be in a storage warehouse than like with the Nazis.
Sure.
Oh, for
If
sure.
I had to choose.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's win-win either way. At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all the nations shall be gathered to it, to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the stubbornness of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I gave for an inheritance to your fathers. But I said, how I will put you among the children and give you a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the host of the nations. And I said, you shall call me my father, and shall not turn away from following me. Surely, as a wife treacherously departs from her husband, so have you dealt treacherously with me, house of Israel, says Yahweh.
Well, really just
a voice is heard.
Literally one sentence to another, switching back and forth between you're a child or you're a bride.
Wife,
yeah,
kid,
yeah,
wife,
yeah.
kid, wife.
Boy, oh boy.
Yikes.
A voice is heard on the bare heights, the weeping and the petitions of the children of Israel, because they have perverted their way. They have forgotten Yahweh their God. Return, you backsliding children. I will heal your backsliding. Behold, we are come to you.
Really,
you are Yahweh our God.
I feel like they're like creative writing
They love
teacher.
saying backsliding over and over again.
Yeah, Jeremiah's creative writing teacher is going to circle the word backsliding and be like, use the thesaurus. See what else you can come up with.
Find a synonym, please.
Truly in vain is the help that is looked for from the hills, the tumult on the mountains. Truly in Yahweh our God is the salvation of Israel. But the shameful thing has devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. Let us lie down in our shame and let our confusion cover us, for we have sinned against Yahweh our God, we and our fathers from our youth, even to this day, and we have not obeyed the voice of Yahweh our God. The end.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Fun, strong introduction from our new...
Yeah, definitely. Right out the gate.
Yep.
Right out the gate. Really just diving into the deep end. It's good. It's good.
I appreciate...
It's something.
It's a long rant. He kind of worked us up to it a little bit, but then stayed strong. Some creepy metaphors, but overall...
I wonder how long he's going to do that.
Yeah. Overall, though, I would say relatively easier to follow than Isaiah was, right?
Yeah, he's done a little bit of the in quick succession going back and forth between is it him speaking, is it Yahweh speaking, is it Yahweh speaking to him about what he says that Yahweh should say that he said.
Right.
There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's about as easy to follow as most of the Bible is.
Okay.
which makes it more easy
Right. Than Isaiah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
endorsement right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to have a little palate cleanser
Yes.
with some psalms?
Oh, yeah.
Always with some David. Come on, David.
Of course.
Give it to me.
Of course. All right. And now it's time for Silly Psalms with DBS, the part of the show where DBS reads some psalms.
Psalm 29, a psalm by David. Ascribe to Yahweh, you sons of the mighty. Ascribe to Yahweh glory and strength. Ascribe to Yahweh the glory due to his name. Worship Yahweh in holy array.
Weirdly appropriate
voice
for what
of-
we just read. Where David's kind of being like,
Sure.
hey, do the thing that's not going to make him mad later. And, well,
Yeah, please, I know what that's like. I mean, kind
apparently
of.
this song didn't really catch on.
No, sadly. The voice of Yahweh is on the waters. The God of glory thunders, even Yahweh on many waters. The voice of Yahweh is powerful. The voice of Yahweh is full of majesty. The voice of Yahweh breaks the cedars. That's scary.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, Yahweh breaks in pieces the cedars of Lebanon. He makes them also to skip like a calf.
Wow.
Like a golden calf, but a real one.
Right.
Lebanon and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of Yahweh strikes with flashes of lightning. The voice of Yahweh shakes the wilderness. Yahweh shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Yahweh makes the deer calve.
Huh.
And strips
no
the
idea.
forest. Yeah, I don't either. Calve. And strips the forests bare. In his temple, everything says glory. It's just written on the walls. Yahweh sat enthroned at the flood. Yes, Yahweh sits as king forever. Yahweh.
yeah.
Yahweh will give strength to his people. Yahweh will bless his people with peace.
Wow.
That's it
Okay.
for that one.
All right, Psalms 30, a psalm, a song for the dedication of the temple by David.
Woo.
I will extol you, Yahweh, for you have raised me up and have not made my foes to rejoice over me.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
This is Josh Groban
Yeah.
now.
Yahweh,
Yeah.
my God, I cried to you and you have healed me. Yahweh, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You have kept me alive that I should not go down to the pit. Sing praise to Yahweh, you saints of his. Give thanks to his holy name, for his anger is but for a moment. His favor is for a lifetime.
Okay.
Weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And as for me, I said in my prosperity, I shall never be moved. You, Yahweh, when you favored me, made my mountain stand strong. Oh,
Oh,
boy.
I bet it did.
Hey.
But when you hid your face, I was troubled.
Yeah.
I cried to you, Yahweh. I made supplication to the Lord. What profit is there in my destruction if I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise you? Shall it declare your truth? Hear, Yahweh, and have mercy on me. Yahweh, be my helper. You have turned my mourning into dancing for me. You have removed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, to the end that my heart may sing praise to you and not be silent. Yahweh, my God, I will give thanks to you forever.
Removed his sackcloth, did he?
Made his
Yeah.
mountain stand
Wow.
strong or tall, firm.
It is-
Uh-huh.
Hard.
I bet it did.
I want to find some way to use that in my life. Like, you make my mountains
You made my mountain stand.
stand strong, if you know what I mean.
Let us know how that
Don't
goes.
say that ever again. Yeah. I'm gonna veto that one, but you know what? You do you, man. You do you. Okay. Well, that was fun time. That was a fun introduction to this new book of ours. Can't wait to see what happens next. So, If you want to toast on the show, sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. And also come and join us at drunkbiblestudy.com/live. We would love to have you and see you every single Thursday. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jason Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit. I thought